Coach Leavitt at all times participated fully and voluntarily and completely in the university's investigation while simultaneously fulfilling his duties as the head coach of the football program, running the football operations, preparing for, ultimately taking the team outside of the United States for a bowl game and winning a bowl game. He did all that, fulfilling all the portions of his contract, and he did that because of his love for the university and the players. Now, my partner Tom Robig will detail for you in a second here the legal position that Coach Leavitt now finds himself in, and discuss with you information that we've submitted to the University of South Florida. After Tom talks to you about that, Coach Leavitt is anxious to speak with all of you, and he will do so as well. We will take questions, and he will take questions. There will be some parameters to the questions that and the answers that with regard to Coach Leavitt, although not many, and Tom will detail those for you as well. So at this time, I'll turn it over to my partner, Tom Robig.
Thank you, everybody. I'm Tommy Robig. I'm going to detail some of the legal issues briefly that are confronted in the decision to terminate Coach Leavitt. But before I do that, I'd like to say something that is not legal. That over the past 14 years, Jim Leavitt built the USF football program from a vacant trailer in an empty lot into something that this whole community can be proud of. And that takes a special dedication and a special kind of person. And over that distance, the hundreds of young men that he mentored and cared for and coached and developed know that his heart and his soul and his dedication is for them and for the USF community. That's who he is. That's who he has been every day for 14 years. Friday morning, that was taken from him by the officials at USF. This morning, we provided a letter to those officials advising them that the taking of Coach Leavitt's position is wrong. It's wrong contractually. It is wrong legally, substantively, procedurally. It is wrong, and he should be reinstated to his position as head coach of the USF Bulls. Now, I don't want to get into all of the legal issues. I know you're anxious to talk to and hear from Coach Leavitt, but I want to give you an example of some of the things that we're talking about. Number one, in contract, in USF's own procedures, at law, constitutionally, Coach Leavitt is entitled to something called a pre-termination meeting, where he is legally entitled to confront the evidence that is presented from the investigation and present his case to the university. The university has denied him this right. They have flatly refused to give him that opportunity. They told him they refused him this because of emergency circumstances. We have learned that the emergency circumstances are recruiting efforts. These are not emergency circumstances. This is a legal, contractual fairness issue. Consider this. Jim Leavitt was terminated Friday. He is also legally entitled to a post-termination meeting with the university so that he can present his case with the assistance of counsel and confront the so-called evidence that may be against him. That meeting has been scheduled for 3 p.m. today, one business day after he has been terminated. We've asked this morning that that be postponed. We have not been provided, in an effort to do a diligent review of, among other things, interview notes with witnesses, transcripts of interviews with witnesses, recordings, emails, notes or minutes of meetings among the decision makers, and other things. We haven't had an opportunity to speak to the witnesses. This is inadequate and this is rushed, and it's not fair. Now, as to the decision itself to terminate Coach Leavitt, we have advised the university that decision is unwarranted and that decision is unreasonable. Now, what we have from the university is a report from an investigator. That report, for what it is in taking it for what it is an investigator saying what other witnesses said. But even if you take that for what it is, the evidence produced, the greater weight of that evidence produced supports Coach Leavitt. I mean, the majority of the witnesses reveal that this episode is not as it has been portrayed to be. Some of those witnesses include a Florida State trooper. It includes Coach McKeefrey, who is said to be standing 3 feet away, and others who have said this is not as it's portrayed. Consider this, the USF report says, the fact says that the 2 people involved in this so-called episode, Coach Leavitt and the young man, both say it's not as it's portrayed to be. It's simply unreasonable to jump from those facts to the conclusion that Coach Leavitt should lose his position. Now, Coach Leavitt's going to address you. As you know, he has been completely cooperative with the university, and he's answered many of your questions about this episode. But I hope you would understand, from Will and I's perspective, that now that the legalities are impending, we've instructed Coach Leavitt we would rather he not take questions or address the episode itself or the impending legalities. With that, we offer Coach Leavitt to you. Thank you, Coach.
Well, I appreciate all you being here. There's quite a few people. I got a text message last night from one of my players, and he said, Coach, how can I play for another coach? And he says, we are family. And I texted back and I said, amen. And I about broke when I got the text. You know, y'all know that I came here a number of years ago. I remember our first practice we had, and I remember Otis Dixon from Clearwater High School. The whole team was standing around, and he said, I said, well, practice is over. Let's go ahead and go to the gate. And Otis said, Coach, we want to pray because we know it's an absolute blessing that this football program has started. And to this day, I'll never forget that. I love this football team. I love this area. I love where I live. My mom and dad live probably 15 or 20 minutes, depending on the traffic, away from here. Another brother's a Lutheran minister in Bradenton. I have a sister in Mount Dora. My other brother's a missionary. He's not here. He's in San Antonio, Texas. And from the beginning, I've said that this is not a job for me. This is my life. This means more to me than anybody could imagine. And I want to make that very, very clear. It's not about, we've won a bunch of games, and we've won some bowl games, and we've been pretty competitive, and we've done some pretty neat things. But the most powerful thing for me is the relationship I have with my players.